Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, your superstore on Long Island, serving the entire tri-state area and your go-to place when you need rock salt, sand, Pelado, mag, ice pellets, and flakes, plus spreaders, shovels, snow blowers, whatever you need to make your home or your business clean and safe during the winter season. And in some places you needed it this morning with the freezing rain. Well, Omni's your go-to place. 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. 631-756-1125 is the telephone number, and the website is omnitruevalue.com. So all the winter weather advisories that were up this morning are down. We want to say that right off the bat, and we don't have any problems for this evening. Before I move on, I just want to say a couple of things. Joe and Joe Weather Show tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time, so be sure to tune in for that. Also, for those of you who are on the Meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app, I had a major, and I mean major, attack this weekend from hackers overseas, and they just were unrelenting to try to get into my website. It created all sorts of havoc, and I've been spending the last couple of days resolving those issues. The only remaining issue left is on the weather app. The home page and the video page are not working, but all the other pages on there are working. So daily updates are going to the post page. The snow forecast maps, I moved them over to the New Jersey page, and the other pages are fine, including your local page and also the radar. So hopefully I'll get that fixed soon. In the meantime, just use the other pages, and I'll still be sending updates with notifications. Okay, back to the weather. We have advisories still left this evening for a couple of counties in the Hudson Valley, on up from Dutchess County and neighboring Ulster County, northward, right up along the state line of Massachusetts and points north. And you can see there's also advisories up for Western Mass and on up into Vermont, New Hampshire, and into Maine. Otherwise, the weather around the country is pretty quiet. We're in one of those sort of relaxation periods. The only activity really is coming from out of the Gulf of Mexico and streaming up the East Coast. And we have the first of a series of waves. If you read the long-range piece I did the other day, we're in this sort of rhyming pattern, and we're at the part now where things are relaxed, and we've been watching these storms move offshore. Well, this particular storm system has pulled a little bit to the left, and it's pushed the clouds fairly far west into Pennsylvania and even into western Virginia. And, of course, we had some lead moisture that moved on up the coast today. And checking out the latest radar, there's actually quite a bit of rain that has developed down in Delaware and on up down into Virginia with lighter rains to the northwest. That rain shield is much further west than what models were indicating, so might want to bear that in mind as the week moves along. We have some more moisture to deal. Well, I don't know if we're going to deal with this. I think this is going to wind up going to our south and east, but there's rain and showers, and even a couple of thunderstorms are probably going to pop up there along the coast of Florida and off the coast of southeast Louisiana. And that's a second little ripple of low pressure, and you still see moisture back to the southwest down in Texas. So this is, again, that's where we are in this weather pattern that we got into back in January. So this week, it's not going to be especially cold. If anything, it is going to be on the mild side of normal once we get through the rest of today and tonight. And there's the latest HRRR model. I'm going to roll it back. That's tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. when the rain is all but gone, except for southeastern New England. Now, the precipitation, there's still just a little bit of freezing rain left going on in parts of northern Connecticut. Some snow this evening in Massachusetts and moving into New Hampshire. That was part of the first area that moved through this morning. And then we're going to get this main belt of rain. And the HRRR has the radar presentation down pretty well. The rain extending just into southeast Pennsylvania on the western flank. And there are even some heavier showers that might clip eastern Long Island and parts of eastern Connecticut, Rhode Island, and eastern Massachusetts during the late evening hours. There's not a whole lot of cold air behind this. That's why you're not seeing any kind of changeover back to snow on the northwest side. There's a little bit of freezing rain being indicated overnight in parts of northwest Connecticut and into western Mass. But for everybody else, this is at 10 o'clock tonight. It actually might not be doing very much in northern New Jersey, while it'll be raining in central and south Jersey and on Long Island, and in the lower Hudson Valley and in southern Connecticut. The low starts to pull away. Overnight, there could be some heavier rains over Long Island and into Connecticut and Rhode Island, and that moves on up to the northeast. And finally, the low moves away to Nova Scotia, and Maine gets some pretty hefty snows out of this. Well, not hefty, but they get some snows out of this. And hefty for them is probably like 30 inches or more. If you're watching from Maine, we love you as snow lovers. So, barring any surprises, I really don't see any big problems going through the rest of the week. There's, again, much of the nation, as you saw on the watches and warnings map, really quiet. This is for Tuesday. We're going to have high pressure. I'm just running it backwards here. Improving weather conditions in our area, eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England. Still some leftover rain and snow in parts of Maine, and also some showers down in Florida, and a little slow flurry activity tomorrow evening in the western lakes. Otherwise, the rest of the U.S. is not doing much of anything. And as we look through Wednesday, it looks pretty tame. And beyond Wednesday, the next focus of attention is going to be a cold front that's going to probably come through Wednesday night or early Thursday. The air behind the front is really not especially cold. It's the second cold front that you see here dropping down on Friday that has a very cold high behind it. And that front's going to move through sometime on Saturday with not much there. And then we see some showers and thunderstorms developing in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, the pattern is too progressive from what we've been seeing on the models. We've been talking about this in our long-range discussions. The models want to develop a low. Some models, like the European last night, actually kind of had a setup not too different from what we had just a couple of weeks ago. But if that first system is too strong, that's going to suppress the second one, which is what the weather models have done today, and that's why you see snow in North Carolina with a low off the Carolina coast that runs out to the east-northeast and never gets here. So we're going to give the models another day or so to see if they go back to something a bit more threatening. If the system today wound up going to the northwest, it's not impossible that this one might, but that's a long-range issue. And again, I'm just openly speculating here as far as where things are going to go over the next 5 to 7 days. Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. 6317-561-125 is the phone number, and the website is omnitruevalue.com. So we'll leave you with the radar here. And again, to remind you, the Joe and Joe Weather Show tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time. We'll see you then.